us. Please, help us.
Help us, please!
Is anyone out there?
We need help now!
Have you ever wondered what lies beneath the thick, frozen ice of Antarctica? A place so cold, so isolated, and so mysterious that even satellites struggle to see what's hidden below. Antarctica isn't just a land of endless snow or waddling penguins. It's a frozen time capsule, a place that guards the deepest secrets of our planet. It stretches across nearly 14 million square kilometers, making it almost twice the size of Australia. Yet, beneath that blinding white surface lies one of the most unexplored regions on Earth. What most people don't know is that this icy continent holds about 70% of all the fresh water on the planet, locked away in ice sheets that reach depths of up to 3 kilometers. Imagine that. If all that ice melted, sea levels around the world could rise by more than 60 meters, flooding entire cities and coastlines. But while the ice above is terrifyingly powerful, the world beneath it is even more fascinating. Because here's where the real mystery begins. Scientists believe that underneath that frozen surface lies an ancient landscape, filled with mountains taller than the Alps, rivers longer than the Thames, and even hidden lakes that have been sealed away from the world for millions of years. One of the greatest discoveries in modern science happened in 2012, when researchers drilled through over 13,000 feet of ice and reached a place no human had ever touched before, Lake Vostok. This enormous underground lake, about the size of New Jersey, had been completely isolated for at least 15 million years. Think about that. While human beings were still learning to walk upright, this lake had already been sitting silently beneath Antarctica's ice, untouched by sunlight, sealed from air, and locked in total darkness. When scientists finally collected water samples from Lake Vostok, what they found left the entire world stunned. Inside that freezing water were living microbes, microscopic organisms that had survived all that time, trapped beneath layers of ice. These tiny life forms had managed to adapt to conditions so extreme that they defied everything we thought we knew about survival. No sunlight, no oxygen, no warmth. And yet life found a way. This raised a chilling question. If life can survive here, cut off from the surface for millions of years, could similar life exist elsewhere? Maybe under the icy oceans of Jupiter's moon Europa or Saturn's moon Enceladus. In other words, could the secrets of extraterrestrial life be hiding right here on Earth, beneath Antarctica's frozen skin? After the discovery of Lake Vostok, scientists began searching for more. And they found them, dozens of subglacial lakes scattered across the continent, connected by networks of underground rivers and streams. It's as if an entire hidden world exists down there, thriving in silence while we live unaware above it. But that's not the only mystery buried beneath the ice. Radar scans and satellite imaging have revealed strange anomalies deep underground, areas that give off unusual magnetic readings, and shapes that don't quite look natural. Some even appear symmetrical, like massive man-made structures buried over time. Naturally, this has sparked all kinds of theories, from secret government bases to the remains of an ancient civilization lost to history. Some conspiracy theorists go even further, claiming that Antarctica might be hiding remnants of Atlantis, the mythical advanced city that supposedly vanished beneath the waves thousands of years ago. Of course, mainstream scientists dismiss these claims, saying that the shapes could just be natural formations or the result of how ice moves over rock. But still, the mystery remains. Because even with today's technology, we've only explored a fraction of what's really under the Antarctic ice. Every new discovery opens up more questions than answers. How many hidden lakes are there? What kind of life could be living in complete darkness for millions of years? And what are those strange magnetic signals coming from deep below the surface? The more we explore, the more it feels like Antarctica isn't just a frozen desert. It's a living mystery, guarding knowledge that could change everything we know about Earth's past, and maybe even its future. Imagine what could still be waiting to be uncovered. A new form of life, a lost civilization, or perhaps something that challenges the very limits of science. For now, Antarctica remains silent. The ice still hides its secrets, and humanity can only scratch the surface. But one thing's for sure, every time scientists drill a little deeper, they find something new, something stranger, and something that makes us realize the world beneath the ice isn't dead. It's very much alive, and still hiding its greatest mysteries. Antarctica wasn't always a frozen wasteland. Believe it or not, around 90 million years ago, this icy continent was a lush, green paradise, covered with dense forests, flowing rivers, and home to ancient creatures that once ruled the earth. Fossil evidence tells us a story that sounds almost impossible today. Deep beneath the ice, scientists have found remains of tropical plants, tree trunks, and even pollen grains, proof that Antarctica was once warm enough to support vibrant life. Imagine walking through a humid rainforest where penguins don't exist yet, but dinosaurs roam freely. Massive ferns, palm trees, and flowering plants stretch toward the sun, and rivers cut across a land teeming with life. But then everything changed. Over millions of years, Earth's continents slowly shifted. Antarctica drifted toward the South Pole, and as it did, temperatures began to fall. The forests withered, the rivers froze, and the land was slowly buried under layers of snow and ice. By the time early humans appeared on Earth, Antarctica had already become the frozen, silent world we know today, hiding all its ancient secrets deep beneath the surface. Yet, despite all that ice, the continent still seems to whisper from the past, because what's been discovered under its frozen crust has shocked even the most skeptical scientists. A mystery from the sky. In the last few decades, as technology improved, satellites began scanning Antarctica from orbit. And that's when researchers noticed something strange. Massive geometric patterns under the ice. Perfect lines. Sharp angles. Shapes that didn't seem natural at all. In some images, enormous pyramid-like structures appeared, so symmetrical that they caught the attention of scientists and conspiracy theorists alike. From above, they looked almost identical to the Great Pyramids of Egypt, only much larger and completely covered in snow. Could these just be naturalized formations shaped by the wind and cold over time? Or could they be something more? Some experts believe the shapes are the result of subglacial mountains, their peaks cutting through the ice in perfect alignment. But others aren't so sure. They argue that the geometry is too precise, too intentional, as if crafted by intelligent hands. Whispers of a lost civilization. This mystery has led to one of the most fascinating theories in modern history. What if Antarctica once hosted an ancient civilization, one that existed long before recorded history? Conspiracy theorists suggest that thousands of years ago, before the Ice Age, an advanced race lived there. A civilization with knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and technology far beyond their time. And when the Earth's climate shifted, this civilization was wiped out, buried beneath ice, and forgotten by time. Some even believe that this might be the real location of Atlantis, the legendary lost city described by the Greek philosopher Plato, a powerful, technologically advanced society that vanished suddenly after a great flood. If Antarctica truly was once warm and green, could it be that Atlantis didn't sink under the ocean, but froze beneath the ice? It sounds unbelievable, like something out of a science fiction movie. But then again, so did the discovery of tropical forests under Antarctica's ice, until science proved it true. The governments that watch in silence. Now, here's where the story takes an even stranger turn. For decades, multiple world powers, including the United States, Russia, and China, have been quietly conducting secretive research missions in Antarctica. Officially, these missions are for climate studies, drilling projects, or meteorite collection. But the details of many operations remain classified. No journalists, No open access. No independent observers. Why so much secrecy? In 1959, world governments signed the Antarctic Treaty, banning military activity and mining on the continent. It sounds peaceful, but it also means that no one nation controls Antarctica. So if something extraordinary were discovered there, ancient technology, unknown organisms, or even ruins, who would have the right to reveal it to the world? Over the years, there have been strange reports. Military aircraft spotted far inland where no bases exist, mysterious radar signals under the ice, and scientists claiming they were warned not to explore certain regions. Even some famous explorers and officials have added fuel to the mystery. In 1947, Admiral Richard Byrd, a decorated U.S. Navy officer, led an expedition to Antarctica known as Operation High Jump. According to his later interviews, he described flying over a vast area of green land in the middle of the frozen continent and hinted that what he saw was beyond belief. Was Byrd speaking literally? Or was it just an exaggerated tale from an explorer's journal? No one knows for sure, but it deepened the mystery surrounding this frozen land. A continent of secrets. Today, Antarctica remains one of the least explored and most restricted places on Earth. Beneath its ice-lined mountains taller than the Alps, valleys deeper than the Grand Canyon, and lakes sealed off for millions of years. Every radar scan, every drilling mission, every new discovery only adds to the puzzle. A puzzle that might hold the key to humanity's forgotten past. Whether it's lost civilizations, alien structures, or simply the breathtaking power of nature, one truth is undeniable. Antarctica is not just ice. It's history itself, frozen in time, waiting to be revealed. Unlike any other place on Earth, Antarctica is a land of silence, secrecy, and strict control. No country owns it. No one can claim it. And yet, it's one of the most carefully monitored regions on the planet. In 1959, at the height of the Cold War, when the world's most powerful nations were locked in a race for dominance, something unusual happened. Instead of fighting over Antarctica's massive resources, 12 countries, including the US, Russia, and the UK, came together to sign the Antarctic Treaty. At first glance, it seems like a noble agreement. It bans military activity, nuclear testing, and mining, allowing only peaceful scientific research. Today, over 50 nations have signed the treaty. It's often described as one of the most successful examples of international cooperation in history. But here's the strange part. Why would the same countries that compete fiercely for oil, gold, and power suddenly decide to protect a frozen desert that's rich in untapped minerals and potential energy sources? Why is this icy wasteland, which could be mined for billions of dollars worth of resources, off limits to the world? Some people believe the answer lies beneath the ice itself, a land off limits. While the treaty promotes scientific freedom, it also restricts where scientists can go. Certain zones of Antarctica are completely closed off, even to research teams. Access requires special permission, and in many cases, those requests are quietly denied. What could possibly be there that's so dangerous or so valuable that governments refuse to let anyone near it? In 2016, satellite maps from Google Earth revealed something that stunned online researchers. High-resolution images showed what looked like a massive doorway carved into the side of a mountain deep within the Antarctic range. The structure appeared perfectly rectangular, over 90 meters wide, with sharp, clean edges, not something easily formed by natural processes. The image went viral. Some claimed it was a military entrance, a tunnel leading to an underground facility. Others said it was proof that ancient alien structures had been discovered and were being hidden from the public. Of course, skeptics quickly dismissed it as an optical illusion, perhaps just shadows or a collapsed ice cave. But still, the mystery didn't end there. The strange incidents that followed. Over the years, strange events have surrounded expeditions to the deeper regions of Antarctica. In 1965, a team of researchers from Argentina reported seeing unidentified flying objects above their base. Lights that moved too fast and too intelligently to be natural. In 2001, An American scientist working near the South Pole claimed to have detected strong magnetic anomalies underground, signals that seemed artificial, not geological. Then, in 2013, two separate expeditions reported equipment malfunctions and compass failures near the same restricted zones. Their instruments spun wildly, as if the Earth's magnetic field was distorted. Coincidence? Maybe. But explorers who have gone too far into the continent tell eerily similar stories. Sudden communication blackouts, aircraft navigation failures, and strange hums echoing beneath the ice. Sounds that seem to come from deep underground. The missing explorers. There are also tales, whispered more than written, of expeditions that never returned. In 2002, a small private team set out to explore an uncharted region near the Queen Maud Mountains. They reportedly made radio contact once, describing metallic ruins half buried in ice. And then, nothing. No distress call. No trace of them was ever found. Officials later claimed their plane likely crashed due to bad weather. But conspiracy theorists argue the area where they vanished is one of the restricted zones marked no entry under treaty regulations. So what's out there? Some say secret government facilities are buried deep below the surface, where experiments are conducted away from the public eye. Others think the remnants of an ancient civilization, possibly Atlantean or extraterrestrial, are being studied, their technology too powerful or too dangerous to be revealed. Signs of a hidden power. Adding to the intrigue, several high-profile individuals have made mysterious trips to Antarctica in recent years. In 2016, reports emerged that John Kerry, the U.S. Secretary of State at the time, visited Antarctica unexpectedly during a major global crisis. His official reason? Climate research. But why would one of the world's most powerful diplomats suddenly fly to the coldest place on Earth in the middle of his term? Soon after, other figures, including scientists, religious leaders, and even members of royal families, also made quiet visits. Coincidence again? Or were they being shown something hidden from the world? The icy curtain of secrecy. To this day, the Antarctic Treaty remains one of the most tightly controlled agreements on Earth. No military bases, no independent mining, no unrestricted travel. Every move is monitored, every project approved. And while most of the world looks north toward the stars, wondering about life beyond Earth, maybe, just maybe, the answers have been buried all along, right here under the Antarctic ice. Because there's one question scientists, explorers, and even governments can't seem to answer. If there's truly nothing there, then why are they all trying so hard to keep us away? In 2018, a discovery shook the scientific world, and it didn't come from space, but from deep beneath the frozen heart of Antarctica. For decades, researchers have been studying this icy continent for clues about Earth's climate history. But what they found instead seemed to defy the very laws of physics. High above the icy plains, a massive balloon experiment drifted silently through the sky. It was part of a NASA project called ANITA, the Antarctic Impulsive Transit Antenna. Its mission was simple: to detect cosmic rays, high-energy particles that usually come from deep space and strike Earth from above. But what ANITA picked up wasn't normal at all. Instead of signals coming down from the universe, the detectors registered powerful radio waves shooting upward from beneath the ice. That shouldn't be possible. According to every rule of physics, cosmic ray particles can't travel upward through the entire planet. They're supposed to be absorbed long before they could ever emerge again on the other side. And yet, ANITA recorded multiple events where the signals clearly originated from below the Antarctic surface, rising into the air like whispers from the underworld. Scientists were baffled. Had the instruments malfunctioned? Was it just interference from the icy terrain? They checked, recalibrated, and repeated the experiment. The results were the same. The data didn't lie. Something beneath the Antarctic ice was sending out energy, something the world had never seen before. A window to another universe. As the news spread, scientists around the globe scrambled for explanations. Some proposed that these particles were a rare type of neutrino, capable of traveling through matter in ways we still don't understand. But even that theory didn't fully add up. Then came the idea that set the internet on fire. Could Anita have detected evidence of a parallel universe? One where time itself runs backward? According to this mind-bending theory, our universe might be mirrored by another, existing side by side, but flowing in the opposite direction of time. In that world, what we call the past could be the future, and the Big Bang might have created two universes at once. One going forward, one in reverse. It sounded like science fiction, but the strange upward-moving signals gave scientists something to think about. If energy was emerging from the Earth itself, it meant either a new kind of particle had been discovered, or something truly otherworldly was happening beneath Antarctica's frozen crust. The unknown beneath the ice. While physicists debated, geologists and biologists were making their own shocking discoveries. Beneath the glaciers, using deep-core drills and sub-ice radar, researchers uncovered fossilized remains of organisms never seen before. Some resembled ancient sea creatures that once swam the oceans millions of years ago, but others looked like nothing from any known period of Earth's history. Tiny, perfectly preserved bodies, with skeletal patterns that didn't match any species we know. One team reported what looked like soft tissue remains, still intact after thousands, maybe millions of years of being sealed in ice. Another found traces of microbes that were very much alive, thriving in total darkness and sub-zero temperatures. Could it be that an entire hidden ecosystem exists under Antarctica's surface? A world trapped in time, cut off from sunlight and evolution, where life followed its own mysterious path. Life that shouldn't exist. The deeper they drilled, the stranger it became. At Lake Vostok, a massive subglacial lake buried under more than 3,700 meters of ice, scientists detected DNA fragments from hundreds of unknown species. Bacteria, fungi, and even hints of multicellular organisms, none matching anything on the global genetic database. It was as if life had continued to evolve in secret, untouched by the surface world for millions of years. Some researchers cautiously suggested that ancient microorganisms might still be alive down there, perhaps remnants of a time when Antarctica was warm and green. Others whispered darker possibilities. What if these organisms weren't from Earth at all? If something foreign had crashed or been buried here long ago, maybe from space or from another dimension, could these signals and strange fossils be its legacy? Echoes of an ancient power. As theories multiplied, another pattern emerged. Every time new evidence appeared, a strange signal, an unknown species, an unexplainable formation. Information was quietly classified or buried under layers of official denial. NASA said the Anita results were still under investigation. Research papers vanished behind paywalls. Some scientists who spoke publicly about their findings suddenly retracted their statements or went silent. Meanwhile, more satellites began scanning Antarctica, mapping it with precision. And guess what? Some of the same regions showing radio anomalies overlapped with the areas restricted by the Antarctic Treaty, places no one is allowed to visit. Coincidence? Or control? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. Something beneath Antarctica is still active. Something that can send energy pulses through solid rock and ice, defying physics. Something ancient. Something intelligent. Something the world isn't ready to face. Because when you stand on the silent white plains of Antarctica and feel that deep, distant hum beneath your feet, you can't help but wonder, is it just the sound of ice shifting? Or is it something alive, calling from below? A land so vast, so silent, and so untouched. It almost feels like another world. It remains one of the very few places on Earth that's still largely unexplored. And perhaps that's not by accident. Beneath those miles of ice, under that endless white wilderness, may lie the greatest secrets in human history. Secrets about our planet's past, our origins, and maybe even our connection to something not of this Earth. For centuries, Antarctica was dismissed as nothing more than a frozen wasteland, a place of snowstorms, penguins, and icebergs. But the deeper scientists look, the more they realize this land isn't dead at all. It's alive, shifting, breathing, and hiding something powerful beneath its icy skin. The land of hidden heat. Every year, new expeditions reveal more questions than answers. In some regions, the ice melts mysteriously fast, forming massive tunnels and lakes, even though the temperature stays far below freezing. How is that possible? Radar scans show heat signatures deep below the surface, glowing patterns where there should be nothing but frozen rock. Some say it's due to underground volcanoes or geothermal vents, but others believe these readings could point to something else. Ancient machines, still active after thousands of years, buried deep within the crust. And it doesn't stop there. In several locations, magnetic compasses behave erratically. Needles spin wildly, pointing in impossible directions, as if an unseen magnetic force is pulling them towards something buried below. Even satellites sometimes pick up electromagnetic anomalies, strange pulses of energy that seem to rise from beneath the ice, like echoes of something still functioning far below the frozen surface. A forbidden frontier. You might think that scientists would be racing to uncover these mysteries, but strangely, exploration in Antarctica is heavily restricted. The Antarctic Treaty, signed by more than 50 countries, bans any kind of military activity, mining, or independent excavation. Even researchers must follow strict routes, avoiding no-go zones where exploration is off-limits. But why? Why protect a land of nothing but ice with such extreme caution? Some conspiracy theorists argue it's because governments already know what's down there, and it's not something humanity is ready to face. Rumors of secret bases, alien structures, or ancient civilizations buried in ice have fueled endless debate online. There are stories, whispers really, of satellite photos quietly removed, research teams going missing, and equipment shutting down without explanation. Coincidence or control? The ice that remembers. What makes Antarctica truly haunting is the sense that it remembers. Every layer of ice, every frozen mountain, is like a page from Earth's diary, stretching back millions of years. Hidden within those layers could be fossils, microbes, and relics from a time before humanity, or evidence of life that came from somewhere else entirely. In some ice cores, scientists have already found air bubbles trapped for over 800,000 years, a literal snapshot of our planet's ancient atmosphere. Who knows what else lies trapped beneath? Ancient viruses? Lost DNA? The remains of a civilization wiped out by time? And as the world grows warmer and Antarctica's ice begins to melt faster than ever before, what happens if these secrets start to thaw? Could we unleash something ancient? Something the planet sealed away for a reason? Echoes beneath the silence. Even the sound of Antarctica is strange. If you stand on the ice and listen, really listen, you'll hear a deep, distant hum. Some scientists say it's just the ice shifting and cracking. Others believe it could be the resonance of underground caverns or even natural, singing dunes vibrating beneath the snow. But there are explorers who claim that when they heard it, it didn't sound natural at all. It sounded rhythmic, almost mechanical, as if something far below was moving. Whatever it is, that sound haunts them to this day. The last mystery on Earth. Maybe that's why Antarctica continues to capture our imagination. It's the last true mystery of our planet. A place untouched by time, guarded by ice and silence. Every expedition brings us a little closer to the truth, yet somehow the truth keeps slipping further away. Why does this frozen land seem so protected? Why are the strangest anomalies always found in the areas most restricted to the public? And what if, just what if, the answers to humanity's oldest questions aren't in space, but beneath our own feet, locked under the thick white shield of Antarctica? The keeper of secrets. So next time you look at a world map, don't just glance at that white patch at the bottom and move on. Look closer. That blank space isn't empty. It's hiding something. Antarctica isn't just a continent. It's a guardian, A frozen vault protecting secrets older than civilization itself. Maybe one day, our technology will finally dig deep enough, cut through all the ice, and uncover the truth. Whether it's an ancient city, an alien base, or a new form of life waiting to be discovered. But until that day comes, Antarctica will remain what it's always been, a silent keeper of the Earth's greatest mysteries. Because in the end, the real question isn't what's above the ice. It's what lies beneath it. So, what really lies beneath Antarctica? An ancient civilization lost to time? An alien base buried under miles of ice? Or maybe something even more mysterious, something that connects us to the very origins of life itself. The truth is, no one knows. And maybe that's what makes it so haunting. Every year, scientists peel back another layer of this frozen world. And with every discovery, a signal, a fossil, a strange heat source, the mystery only grows deeper. It's as if the ice itself is protecting something, waiting for the right moment to reveal it. Perhaps one day, when we're ready, Antarctica will finally tell us its secrets. But until then, it remains silent, watching, guarding, hiding truths older than humanity itself. Because in the end, my friends, the real mystery isn't in the stars above. It's buried deep below our own world, frozen in time, waiting to be found. This is not the end. It's only the beginning of Earth's greatest secret,